What's up guys, McDoubles here with another video for you guys, and today we're going to talk about Teamfight Tactics, the fairly new game mode in League of Legends, which has been receiving a bunch of great feedback, and I like it myself a lot. I like watching people play it just to get a better knowledge of the game, and it kind of reminds me of Hearthstone, which I played a lot. I know it like the structure of the game is so different, but just the way that you plan things out and the way you outplay your opponent is somewhere along the same lines. Today we're going to look into the best champion and item combinations, because we can all just open this website that I'm on right now and then see the best combined items, right? We got the Dragon's Claw, the Force of Nature obviously, and a bunch of other good items like Rageblade, and we can say, we can look at this and then be like, okay, sure, I'm gonna get this one, but on what champion should I put it on? Like, which one is it most effective on? I tried to look it up on the internet just right now. You can see it right here, and I didn't really get a result. This was pretty much the only one that popped up that had something to do with it. So I thought to myself, you know what? I want to make a video about this, and I want to get through all the items, which is going to be a long video. It might even be a series where we take the S tier and then some of the A tier first. I don't think I have to touch upon Blade of the Ruined King, Bloodthirster, Darkin, Frozen Mallet, and Ghostblade and Yumi, just because, kind of makes sense, right? Those items are pretty situational, so I don't want to touch upon those. However, I will like to say that I think that everybody got a pretty good idea about what champion needs like what item and what role each champion has. But I've been playing a bunch of games in Teamfight Tactics, and I've been noticing a lot of people managing they're just managing the item in the wrong way. Even when you look at the high ranked players, when they play Teamfight Tactics, often they put a good item on a decent champion, right? But the item would actually have been more effective on another champion. Let's take a Dragon's Claw for an example. Dragon's Claw is a really OP item. I think everybody is actually trying to get there. Like, once you get the Necrotron Cloak, you pretty much just save it until you have another one so you can make the Dragon's Claw. However, I've seen a bunch of people putting in on placing this item on their backline, which is totally understandable. It is definitely useful on champions like Varus, Tristana, or Ahri, but overall the only champions that actually gonna hit your backlines are Assassins, right? And once they're on top of your on your Varus or Tristana, it doesn't really matter. Like, they're pretty much always dead before the assassins even get to like use a spell, right? Just because of the crit buff the assassins get. But if you actually put this item on your front line, like on Volleyball, let's say that, he will soak up so much magic damage from Vigors and as like Iris too, right? And it just makes so much more sense to me. And whenever I get this item, I love putting this item on Volleyball together with actually a Warmock's armor, just because it just makes him so OP. He's so OP, he's already so OP, but just the combination of those two items right here, oh boy, he's doing bits. So that is pretty much what this series is going to be about. Me talking to you about different items and where I would place them. We pretty much already went over the Dragon's Claw, the Cursed Blade. Now the Cursed Blade, it kind of sucks we can't see what it actually does here, but what it basically does is that it has a chance to shrink the enemy's level. So from each basic attack, right? So if I put this on my Tristana, every time she basic attacks, it pretty much means that it has a small chance to shrink the target, and from one level, right? From level 2 to 1 or 3 to 2 or whatever. This item, I don't really like this item, to be honest. I usually just put it on the guy with the most attack speed. I don't care if it's a sorcerer, if it's one on the back line, if it's a blade, like, it doesn't really matter, just the one with the highest attack speed. Now to the AT items. I'm not gonna talk about the first four, as I told you guys. Guardian's Angel. Once again, I actually feel like that is an item that is wasted on a marksman or a backline player, because it doesn't really matter. Like, it is not hard to kill your backline, so if the backline dies, and if they get to your backline, it doesn't matter if that squishy Vayne is gonna get revived, because the assassins are on you, right? So once again, I tend to put this on like my front end, my front line. And once again, I love Volibear, so that is an item I would put on a tanky champion, probably like a brawler or a knight. The knights in this game, unfortunately, are pretty bad, so I never play knights. But that is in general an item I wouldn't put on my backline unless you are dependent on one single champion in your backline. The Rage Blade. The Rage Blade is a great item, I love it. Increases the attack speed by 4% every single time you attack, and there's no limit to it. I like it a lot, and I would probably put that on an added carry or a sorcerer. The thing about this is that sorcerers gain a lot of mana each time they basic attack, but the basic attack rate is pretty low due to them being sorcerers, so it takes a lot of time for them to stack up the mana. With a Rage Blade on a champion like Morgana, it doesn't take that long. I really like that. A Rage Blade together with maybe an Embrace from over here, a Frozen Heart, something that gives her a bit of mana. Yeah, that is insane. I love that. So I usually put that on somebody who has a dominating spell, but it takes a long time for them to charge it up. Or I put it on an added carry, like Lucian. I love the Rage Blade on Lucian, because when he dashes and shoots 2 times, both of those shots counts as basic attacks. So it actually means that like both of the shots, excuse me, both of his shots will increase his attack speed by like 4% each. So every time he uses a spell, he automatically gain 8% attack speed as well. So that's kind of OP. The Gunblade, I don't really like this one. You heal for 33% of all your damage done. I don't think that is, I don't like that as much as I like a lot of the other AT items. I think it's a bit overrated. I think you really need to put it on a champion that actually is pretty viable in terms of the spells they have. I wouldn't put that on Lucian, obviously. Wouldn't put it on a Vayne. I probably wouldn't put it on any marksman, because the Bloodthirster is just a better way out. And however, I would probably put it once again on a front line, maybe a sorcerer. That is, I would probably put it on my main character, like the main guy I wanna depend on. So if I had a level 3 Morgana, I love that champion too, and she was like my main damage output. I would put my Gunblade on her, just because when you use her ulti, she deals about 2k damage, depending on how many she hits, but it usually hits like 2 or 3, right? So probably 1k damage, and that's like 333 HP she gained back, so that's pretty OP. We got the Hush. The Hush basically just endless silence. I'll put that on my assassin, just to get to that back line where all the sorcerers are at, and silence them. Iron Spark doesn't really matter to me. I'll probably put it on my backline too, just because the stat combination, if I can find it right here, the stats again is actually right here. Okay, so I'll probably put it on my backline. A player like Varus probably, because I think it actually is a combination of, let me find the other one. Yeah, Negatron. First of all, I would never craft this, but it is Negatron Cloak together with the large rod. And I'll probably, once again, that's just personally me, but I would like to put this on Varus, or once again Morgana or something like that. I would probably not make that item a lot, and I definitely wouldn't rank it as an A tier item. The item nobody can pronounce, the Morelonomicon. Let's just call it the book. So the book has been buffed. The book is pretty good right now. The book is definitely good on a player that has AoE spells, because every time you hit a champion with a spell, it drains 25% of their HP, which is OP as fuck. So anybody who has AoE spells. Phantom Dancer dodges all critical hits. Put that on your tank, put that on your front line, or because like the backline is good and all. If you're playing against assassins, put it on your backline. If not, put it on your front line, because the front line, if they don't have assassins, the only critical damage you're gonna receive, like the only people who are gonna have critical damage, is pretty much their marksmen, their gunslingers and their marksmen, right? So put it on your front line unless you are playing against somebody who is dominating you with assassins. Death Cap, pretty self-explanatory. Anybody who has like a dominating AoE spell too, I wouldn't use it on a single target. I wouldn't use it on Vigar, for example, just because the impact his spells like are doing. The difference of dealing, I don't even know how to explain it, but the fact that he has that special trait where he kills somebody instantly if he is higher level, that kind of ruins the power of the weapon on his Death Cap, as long as he is the higher level, right? Put that on somebody with AoE. Varus will actually receive this pretty well. Morgana would receive this pretty well. Fuck it, even I don't even know, like even some of the Blade Masters would do pretty, like Aatrox would do pretty well with this one. Rapid Fire Cannon, put that on your backline definitely. Even Sorcerers were pretty good at that, not Morgana obviously, but backline marksman, gunslingers, whatever. Red buff, pretty much anybody. I would probably put that on, actually it doesn't really matter, just don't put it on a Sorcerer, put it on somebody with high attack speed, or somebody who is in the front line, and that's pretty much it. Like that is such a, I love this item, it's so good. Static Shiv, somebody with high attack speed, pretty much the same as the Cursed Blade, right? Put it on somebody with a bunch of attack speed. Swordbreaker, pretty much the same, like it has a chance to interrupt somebody. No, actually it has the chance to destroy somebody's weapon or disarm somebody for 5 seconds. That's pretty, once again, it's pretty decent. It basically just stuns them for 5 seconds. Put that on somebody that has a bunch of attack speed too. Warmox, tanky. The Herald, doesn't really matter where you put it, just make sure that you put it on somebody who is like central. Pretty much like the Locket. The way they buff the teams are the exact same, so it is pretty important that you put them in a place like in the middle where surrounded by other champions, so they all get buffed. Frozen Heart, tank item. Infinity Edge, I'm just gonna go through the B items pretty quick because it doesn't really matter. Infinity Edge, I would never make this, but if I had to, it would be on a marksman. Luden's Echo, Morgana is probably one of the main ones here, just to get a bunch of AoE out. Redemption, tanky, because if you put it on somebody squishy, they might not get they might die before they actually get the heal themselves. Hurricane, never make this item, don't make it, it's bad. Embrace, Sapphire Embrace, like that is a great item. I love putting that on any of the sorcerers, anybody with a dominating spell pretty much. Spear of, oh I love this guy, I love this spear. So the spear is pretty much somebody you want to put Onyx, like you want to stack this together with the Embrace and a bunch of mana, because once you use your first spell, you regain 15% of your mana back from each attack you make. So a combination is this item right here on Pike. It's ridiculous. 2 of this guy on 2 of the spears and pikes. It's just combine that with somebody else that has something to do with mana, and you're good. Thornmail, tanky. Titan Hydra, tanky, deals 10% of your health. Definitely put that on a brawler. Ghostblade, Yumi. This doesn't really matter. Like this item is just pure shit. It doesn't matter at all. And don't get this item at all if you have assassins, because if the item CCs their like backline, like let's say they have a level 3 Vayne and she get knocked out for 5 seconds, your assassins are not gonna attack her, which pretty much means that their opener is a waste of time, and they're gonna focus somebody else, and then she comes down and then she just like burns through and pretty much destroys your entire assassin, like the entire army of assassins. That is pretty much it for all the items. I would say if you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment below. I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, please just consider to smash the like button and subscribe button. And it has been a while since I've been doing YouTube videos, but I have a bunch of time on my hands, and I was like, you know what, let's just try again. I mean, we got a bunch of new games. Last time I made a video was probably World of Warcraft. I might actually do that once Classic comes out, but right now I'm having fun with Teamfight Tactics, and I'm probably gonna play that just a bunch more. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a nice day. Bye.